Hey YouTube, this is Garrett from Garrett's Tech Lab, back with another video, and today we will be unboxing an entirely new flash solution for me. Now I'm really stoked about this. It is the Godox Flashpoint AD200 system. This is a small size but very powerful flash rated at 200 watts. It is an extremely capable flash unit that can be used for all types of photography. And to me, the biggest highlight here has to be its modular ability. It's probably the most modular flash system I've seen. And we're getting ready to unbox that right on the other side of the intro. I've got to interrupt right here. This is Garrett from Garrett's Tech Lab, and the video just got too long. I tried to cover the flash head, the flash controller, all of the modules that make this a cohesive flash solution, and the video is too long. So I've broken up the video, and in this first one will be the flash heads and the controller, and in the second video will be all of the modules, if you will, that you can use to really make this an awesome system. So make sure that you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you're notified when I get that video released. Should be here in the next couple of days. Now, let's get back to the video. Alright, we're back. I've always wanted to be better with all flash photography. Matter of fact, when I started back in photography way back some years with a Nikon D90, I originally bought some JLT flashes from a guy off of Craigslist. Now, I was so new with cameras and everything, I really struggled to get control of those flash units. There really wasn't any TTL at that particular time for those units, so I ended up shelving those units, and I still got them in my closet up there, and I went pretty much exclusively on camera flash. So now I'm wanting to change up my game a little bit, try to fill in some blank spots and start working on that off-camera flash, and that's my big thing for this year, and I'll mix in a little macro photography, but we'll discuss that on another time. So that's what leads me to why we're here today. There are two companies, Adorama and Godox. They both use the same flash units. I'm sure it's made by another third party. Flashpoint is sold by Adorama, and Godox, well, by Godox, right? And the accessories from both of the companies work with both of the flash units, and I actually ended up with one of each of them, mostly because the Godox was on sale, so I went on and jumped on it. I think I got it at $80 off, so I went ahead and did that and figured I could use that $80 for some modifiers. And if you don't know, these aren't new units. They've been out for a few years, and I think they've been out 2 years, and I just now stumbled across them. I had a couple weeks ago bought a newer 400 watt battery based flash unit, but I just could not get that to work with the Nikon Z. The controller, I had to wiggle it back and forth, and occasionally I could get it to lock in, and no TTL support, so I sent that back. Now, what I use today, I use a combination of an SB5000, and I've also got an SB500. Now, I'll be honest with you, the SB500 is probably my favorite flash of the two. It just seems to work flawlessly. I get, especially in a normal, in a house with normal ceilings, the 500 works perfectly fine. I usually do the 5000 if I'm trying to shoot outside, or if I'm trying to shoot in a warehouse or someplace where the ceilings are really high and I have to really stretch to reach them. That's when I use the 500, but I'd like to upgrade my game. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna keep this 5000. This 5000 was like almost $600 back when I bought it. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. This is a keeper. I'll always have this guy right here. It's an awesome little unit. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna utilize my on-camera flash units. Now, what we're here to talk about today, this is the Flashpoint AD200 system. This is the Godox AD200 flash system. Now, both of these are the pros, and the pros had a little faster recycle time, and they also had a little better color balance. Let's take a look at these. Like I said, these units are pretty much exactly the same. The flash point, of course, both of these support TTL. They both do high-speed sync. What is really cool is both of these have a rechargeable lithium battery, and you can get, they're rated at 500 full powered flashes. Come on. So if you're shooting anywhere less than full power, I mean, that's an entire day's worth of shooting. I'm not doing 500 shots in a shoot, so this should be more than enough to cover anything that I'm going to do. Now, the recycle time on these units are 0.01 to 1.8, which is freaking awesome, I think. So yeah, let's open up some of these boxes. All right, so we are opening up the flash point. So flash point documentation here. We've got the Godox AD200 documentation. Let's see. This is the flash point carrying case. Let's see, and it also comes with a cheesecloth. This is the Godox system here. And you can see just how small these systems are right here. This is the flash point. Let's go on and open up this Godox while we're right here. And they're pretty much exactly the same. We've got charger, flash point, charger, Godox. Oops, excuse me. They're exactly the same. Just the color is a little different across the top and across the back. But they're both model C29 chargers. Let me set those over here. All right, we've got the battery pack. The only difference again is that little blue line. They are both the WB29 14 volt 2900 milliamp batteries. And this one goes in here. All right, and this is where we're going to be getting into the modularity. These are flash bulbs, and these particular bulbs are used for light modifiers. They have a holder, and these flash bulbs are inserted in just like so. So anytime we need to use a soft box or something like this, this is the modifier. This is the modifier here that we would use most likely for a soft box. Umbrella arms and mounts on the light stands, and the units themselves. Can I just see this thing coming? Oh. And the unit themselves. Let's get these little cases out of the way. We've got several products to kind of get through today. So just looking at the flash units, these are the flash units here. They come with a Fresnel head. This is the Godox. This is the flash point. Other than the labeling, they're like exactly the same. Oops, sorry. They are, you know, pretty much exactly the same. They have two quarter mounts, one on the side, one on the bottom. And then right here is, of course, the flash to be able to be triggered by flash. They've got they've got that, and then here's the actual control screens for the units. Now these Fresnel heads also have one stop of a modeling lamp, and you can turn it off, turn it on, and that's the one stop modeling lamp that it has, and it's not all that bright. So we've got these. What can you do? Even while this thing's on, grab this and you can take that Fresnel head off. Take the Fresnel head off, and now we're ready to shoot with a modifier. Bang. Now what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to pop this off so that I can take your eyeballs out and everything, but trust me, this guy puts out some light. This, however, does not have a modeling lamp. So no modeling lamp with this one. So right off the bat, right out of the box, you've got two different heads. You have your traditional Fresnel speedlight head, and then you've got your Xeon tube head. And again, this one is what we would use for our flash modifiers. Now, this is, you know, now when you look at these units, it's honestly not that much bigger than a SB500. Let me take this diffuser off here. I mean, these flash heads aren't much bigger. They're very similar in size. As you can tell from right here, maybe a little shorter, but not significantly shorter. Now I will say these are a lot heavier than this flash unit because it's got a much bigger battery, right? It's got enough power to fire off in the middle of the day. One can fill a medium-sized octo box. Two can fill a large-sized octo box. Now, if we want to compare these to, let's say, a speedlight. Speedlights are typically rated by a guide number. This particular unit here, this guide number is 60. This one here is 52. This guy here is 34, and this one is 24. So that's like a 60% increase over this guy, and I think around a 47% increase over this particular speedlight here. So very nice increases in terms of power. Now, if you wanted to compare these lights with larger studio strobes, then we'd measure the power in terms of watt seconds rather than using guide numbers. So as the name suggests, the AD200 packs a hefty 200 watts per speedlight at full power. Now, by comparison, the Godox AD400 Pro delivers 400 watts of power, and that produces really only one more stop of output from the 200 to the 400. So we got lights, we got to have a way to control these lights, right? So I'm going to introduce you to the Flashpoint R2 Pro Mark II controller. Now this controller is an exclusive of Autorama, so you won't find this. You may find this on eBay, but I'm not exactly sure. Most of the time I've only seen this on Autorama. There are a lot of cool little options with this. It has wireless TTL, high-speed sync. It also has a Bluetooth component, and it has an app so that you could control this unit from your phone. So let's take a look at it. All right, another manual. All right, here it is. Oh wow, must have hit the... This is the controller here. Hopefully you can see this. And this is what's called the zoomed in mode, and you can see one flash unit or one group setting. Now we can hit the zoom out button, and now you can see from this particular view, you can actually see all 5 groups. Your groups are controlled by the buttons going around, and you can select them by the jog button. It's got lock, it's got high-speed sync, flash, modeling lamps. It's a very full-featured flash head, and this is the Nikon version. And one of the things I did want to point out is they finally got rid of the little funky spinning dial that you used to use to lock your controller down on your camera. They now have this really slick locking thumb wheel, and it is supported by the Nikon Z system. This runs on 2 AA's, has a very bright screen. What's really cool is you can turn a group off by a double press. So I can turn, I don't know if you see this, but I can turn group C on. Right now it's off. With a double tap, it's on. Double tap, it's off. You can turn B off. So controlling the flashes with this, I feel, is much easier, honestly, than even controlling them via Nikon. So really stoked to have this particular unit. And again, this is the Flashpoint R2 Pro Mark II transmitter. You had a chance to see the Flashpoint Evolve 200 Pro, and you also had a chance to see how easy it is to change these different heads out to meet your ever-changing photography needs. Again, just being able to change these heads based on how you plan on using the your light, I think, is just an awesome ability to give photographers, and I'm really stoked to get out here and try this system out. So if there's any questions or anything that you'd like to know about these units, make sure you leave your question in the comments below. I love talking to you guys. Again, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified when the next part 2 of this video series comes out, and that will be covering more modular options that you have for this flash system. So as always, this is Garrett from Garrett's Tech Lab. Peace.